What is up, everybody? How you guys doing today? Let's turn it down a little bit. Whew. Man, another week back in class. I'm thinking, I don't know, I feel like a week is a little too long. I'm thinking about maybe doing Tuesdays also. We'll see. Gluten-free donuts? I don't know. What do you guys, what did you get? No, you just grabbed them from 2 weeks ago. Okay, these are stuff that we've had for about a year. Okay, cool. Yeah, I have no idea. What's up, team? Team Almansori. How you doing, Dutchy? How you doing? 4534E92. Interesting name, but how you doing? Atomic Force Gaming. How are you doing? Crayon flavored donuts. So the ones right in front, like right there, those ones, those ones, a little wiggle. No, they don't have any crayons. Just wanted to point those out. No crayons today. We do have some in the crew lounge, so only crew members can have crayons. So you have to click that join button to be able to have some crayons. Only yellow today. Yeah. Orange, green, and blue are all gone. Sorry. Where is my highlighter? Where'd it go? Somebody took my little highlighter there. Yeah, sorry. No, sorry about that. Sorry about that. Okay, there we go. We got it. We got it. We got it. Is it? There we are. There we are. Very good. We're all set up. We got that going. How you doing, Big Daddy Joe? 81 people in class. 81 people in class, but we only have 30 people signed in. Okay, remember, you got to click that like button to get credit for today's class. We only do a class a week, one class a week, and you need at least 5 a month. So, good luck. From Australia, been watching you for a while. Never seen you live, though, because of the time difference. Team, what time is it over there in Australia? What time is it? 34 people signed in. There you go. You know, so if you click the like button 3 times, you're good to go. What's up, everyone? Gonna buy. Hey, how you doing, Kiwi? 4 in the morning. Jeebus. Oh, Jeebus. Woo-wee. How's everybody's week been? How's everybody's week been? So, like, you know, what I like to do during these little. Let's go ahead and just get up to here. We got this right here. We're gonna be talking about how to ride smoothly pretty soon. But we got some crashes and close calls. We're gonna go over. I think one or two new MotoStars video, and then we're going to go over one that's over 2 years old. And I think we skipped that one, the 2-year-old one, 2 years ago. So I've been doing these after action reviews and even live streams 4.5, 5 years now. And I used to do Monday, Wednesday, Friday. I've probably done 400, 500, no, probably like 300 or 400 live after action reviews, like video, like live streams. So that, I mean, if I do 2 or 3 at least 1,000 videos, right? At least 1,000. So that's 1,000 videos, and each video has about, let's just make it a very conservative, easy. So 10 crashes and close calls per video. So probably at 10,000. I've watched 10,000 crashes. I've probably watched more crash compilation videos than anybody on the internet. What am I doing? What am I doing here? But that's helped me out when it comes to figuring out like what people do, how they crash, what's going on, and trying to obviously safeguard you guys. But man, whew. Wow. Yeah, they got a special spot, Sober Rider. No, so how's everybody's week been going? So I'm trying to look into the chat right here. So Vexed Fossil here. Hey, from UK, 4 Beer for Life. How you doing? Caught It Alive CD. You 2:14 a.m. Jesus. Aliana, how you doing? I think I saw a comment of yours. Just remember the Hawk name a little while ago. Yeah, the MotoStars better step it up. Running out of content to steal. I don't understand what you're talking about, Terra Panda. I'm a new rider. I started my school parking lot, and I want to go to the road, but it's really hard to work up the courage. Any tips? Shady, great question. We're gonna get into like how's everybody's week going, but I like this right here. So let's go ahead and jump into that one. So once again, I'm a new rider. I started my school parking lot. Perfect start. And I want to go to the road, but it's really hard to work up the courage to. So any tips? So first and foremost, I mean, this is how I come up with these. Like this is how I come up with this stuff. Like I get great comments, or I put myself in that beginner mindset and like, okay, this is the position I'm in. How do I get to the next position? And I always look at where you're currently at. So think of this right now, Shady. So put yourself in this position right now, and hopefully somebody else can. You guys are all figuring this out too. Maybe some of this can make sense to you also. But you want to get out there on the road. You're in the parking lot, and you want to get the confidence to get up to the next step. So there's multiple things that can happen. You can already have that skill set to get yourself to the next step, and you're just looking for that mental confidence, but you have that physical confidence. But maybe what are you doing? Like, what are you doing right now in the parking lot? I'm asking this, so Shady, please comment. but I'm going to continue talking until I see your thing in your comment in the chat. And I'll just make assumptions in the meantime. More than likely, what you're doing in the parking lot is just maybe not proficient enough. You're not doing exactly what you need to get to the next step. You probably did, let's say 20%, 30%, 50%, even 60, 70% of what you might need to do to get yourself in, like, on the road. But there's probably something missing, and that's typically what happens when there's not enough confidence to do the next step. Especially for those of you that are anxious, those of you that are perfectionist, those of you that want to have absolutely everything dialed in before you take the next step. So if that's the case, then first look into, it's like, are you actually doing what you absolutely need to do? So do you have your head turns? Do you know how to apply the brakes? We're gonna talk about riding smoothly pretty soon once we get 100 likes. Are you practicing your shifting? Can you make turns pretty well? Do you feel confident sitting on the bike? You're not super shaky. Those are all things that will help you get to that next step, because you're not going to be able to practice with road surface hazards. You're not going to be able to practice with roadway users. You're not going to be able to practice curves and intersections in a parking lot. So those things you can't practice and could be causing some confidence issues, but are you doing the basic skills in the parking lot? Do you have those down? So I see you shady right here. I've been going over smooth shifting and getting comfortable leaning the bike. Perfect. Working on applying the brake smoothly. So that's probably where you're answering your own confidence issues already, Shady. So this is perfect. This is great. Thank you so much for making that comment, because working on applying brakes smoothly. So that could be something that's holding you back in terms of, I need to work a little bit more so that when I get on the street, I'm a little more confident. So go ahead and keep practicing your brakes. Get more comfortable leaning the bike. Right there, Big Daddy Joe. Great. That's exactly what I was going to say. I gained confidence just riding around your neighborhood. So you don't have to go to streets yet. So parking lots, they don't have a lot of risk factors. Parking lots, they don't have, like I said, road surface hazard, roadway users, all that stuff. But like a regular street with cars constantly going, you have 2 lanes, you have intersections, you have all these things. That can be a little bit nerve-wracking. What's the next step on that ladder, that rung on that ladder of education and where you can go? Go to a neighborhood. Go to a neighborhood and pick a time of day where there's not a lot of cars. So this way you can practice on a pretty straight road. There are some intersections with stop signs, but there's not a bunch of people going around. So that's going to give you that next step of, okay, I'm applying the brakes because I'm coming up to a stop sign. I'm recognizing my total stopping distance. And it's like, okay, cool. Or if you make a mistake and you go a little bit into the intersection, but there's no cars. Okay, I'm glad I did that there versus at an intersection that's busy. Go make those turns. Start getting that confidence. It's really difficult to understand what the next step is when you're learning something new. And sometimes you just have to go for it. So you're practicing the parking lot, practicing your braking, you're practicing your leaning, you're practicing your turning. What's the next step? You have to take you have to take a risk to go to that next step. But what can we mitigate? We can mitigate those cars. We can mitigate all the traffic. Go to a neighborhood. If you can't get to a neighborhood, what can we do in the parking lot so that you can get so confident in that parking lot that when you go to that when you go to the main road, because that's all you have, what can we do? You got to practice your emergency maneuvers. You got to practice your braking. You got to get to a point where you're so confident in your turns that if you're out there in the streets, that you don't even think about your turns. You're thinking about roadway users. You're thinking about the potholes. You're thinking about being in people's blind spots. You're thinking about patterns. Those are the things that you're thinking about, not your braking, not your turning, not your leaning. Get so good that you don't think about that. A lot of people think that after like an MSF class, or after, let's say you're doing the Smart Rider drills and you get through like some of them and you're like, okay, cool, I'm good to go. No, you have to practice to the point where it's boring, completely boring. In order to really master a skill, it's not like 10,000 hours. It's like 10,000 iterations. You're doing it so much that it's just second nature. Think of tying your shoes. I know this is probably like going all over the place for you guys, but it's like these are things that I do. It's the process. Think about tying your shoes. When you first started, you sucked at it. For a long time, you sucked at it. But now you're at this point. So as a kid, you sucked at it. Now you're at this point where as an adult, you don't even look at your shoes when you're tying them. You can talk to somebody. You're looking up. You're tying your shoes, talking to somebody. You're like messing around, and boom, you do it. You go to the next foot. You don't even look at your foot, and you get it everything situated, and you go. That or get Velcro, dopey, exactly. And Jay West, autonomous. You get to the point where it's autonomous because you practice. It's boring, but you get it done. Same thing with motorcycle riding. Same thing with talking to new people. Same thing with creating content for YouTube. Same thing with anything you do. You constantly practice until it's so boring. But then you get the benefit of just having it to where you don't even think about it. So you might be in that spot in the parking lot where you're like, I really want to get to the next step, but I'm still looking down at my hands when I'm applying the brakes. And I just feel like there's something out there that's scary. Get to the point where you're not looking at your hands when you're applying the brakes. Get to the point where you're not thinking to yourself, I need to have head and eye movement this way when I turn left. Just do it. Get to the point where you're just doing it. Sometimes having music helps. Sometimes, like when you're working out, you have sets and reps, and all you're doing is counting the reps, and then maybe you're counting the sets or whatever, but you're maybe writing it down. But then you get to the point where you're just like you just count it a little bit just to keep track, but you're really focused on the movement. Just constantly get in there and work. Make it to where work isn't the problem. Make it to where everyone else is the problem. I don't know. I'm just talking now. Sorry. I had some caffeine. I needed it. Hopefully that answered some of your questions. Jesus. Oh, I'm tired. Had some caffeine, but I'm tired. All right, we're going to get started on this one. I do need some coffee, but we're going to get started on this one. Something came up. Got to rush it a little bit earlier. I had a lunch at 2. Just changed to 1:30. Echo, yeah, no more echo, hopefully now. I turned on this mic, turned that one off. All right. We got everything situated here. We're going to talk about this right here. All right, so how to ride smoothly. So this is going to help you out when it becomes getting a little jerky. You don't want to make sure that you're like slamming the brakes or slamming your turn and everything. So we're going to be talking about that. So anyways, practice smooth throttle control, use both brakes together, maintain a relaxed grip, shift gears smoothly. That's going to be something pretty important for you guys. And focus on looking ahead. So let's just jump into this. Oh, shoot. I forgot to do this. Let's go and start that one over. There we go. Now I have it situated. All right. So everybody, we're going to be talking about how to ride smoothly, 5 key tips. You guys are watching this live. This is how we do it. Anyways, practice smooth throttle control, both brakes together, maintain a relaxed grip, shift gears smoothly, and making sure that we're focusing on looking ahead. So anyways, here we go. So practice smooth throttle control. So right hand, okay? So we're not doing this. We're doing nice and easy, smooth throttle control. You notice how my elbow is going up and down? It's not doing this because I have more control over my whole radius and ulna and my wrist when I use my elbow. So a little extra tip there, but gradual throttle engagement. So if you go a little bit too fast, we've seen some whiskey throttling. People just go a little crazy. You start to get a little jostled on your seat, maybe fall back a little bit, and go a little too slow, might stall if you don't use good clutch control. So there is that happy medium of being able to do it nice and smooth and give it what it needs to get. And that's what we're talking about here. So this allows for smoother power delivery and reduces the chance of unexpected wheel spins or lifts. So what we're doing here is that slow straight line. Okay, we're doing some friction zone. These are all things we practice in a parking lot. This is that first step in order for you to get yourself going when we're talking about shifting, because you're gonna have to start marrying that stuff. So acceleration with control. So gradual acceleration is key to maintaining stability. Rapid acceleration can unsettle a bike. We just talked about that, affecting the balance and control you have over your ride. Remember, we're on 2 wheels. Okay, you can slam that gas pedal in your car. You might fishtail if you have a rear wheel drive, but you're pretty stable. It's not like you have to balance anything, because it's going to be stable. But on a motorcycle, you do have to balance that. So when you have good acceleration that's nice and smooth and gradual with some control, you're actually going to have more balance, which is going to help you in your turns, which is going to help you in your swerves, and it's going to help you in your braking, okay? Consistency is key, so practice, 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 okay? Get in love with the practice. You know, progress is important. Make sure it is second nature, because when you're out there riding and say you're brand new rider, you're going out there at an intersection and you have to get going. It's red light, now it's turning green. You're at a full stop, you got to get going. You don't want to accelerate super hard, run into the front of the car, or dump the bike. So now people behind you could either hit you or you dump the bike in the middle of the intersection. Embarrassing and dangerous at the same time, but all of this is practice. You can practice that at every single intersection, practice at every single stop sign in a neighborhood, or practice every single time going from cone to cone to cone when you're doing the Smart Rider drills. Have it become second nature, so you're not thinking about acceleration and throttle control, and what you're doing is thinking about road surface hazards, roadway users, people acting dumb on the, on the roads, and you're not worrying about your hands, okay? Focus on what's important out there that can actually harm you. So we're gonna talk about using both brakes together. Now, a lot of people are like, oh, I only use the front brake or I only use the rear brake, whatever it is, depending on the situation. Use both. And we're gonna talk about when one becomes better than the other. With sport bikes, it's about 70, 80, even 90% of the braking power goes to that front tire, that front brake, and that rear brake becomes almost useless. But remember what I said, 60, 70, 80, even 90%, there's still that extra gap of braking power that you might be losing if you don't use that rear brake. So front and rear brake application, applying both brakes simultaneously, helps evenly distribute the stopping force, leading to a smoother and safer stop. So apply both when you first start braking, so you're squeezing progressively and you're applying with your right foot progressively. But once you feel that weight transfer to that front tire more, you can actually squeeze more with that front brake. And you probably don't need to squeeze more on that rear brake, but if you want to, that's perfectly fine, because the weight is transferring on that front tire, and that's where most of the stopping power is. It doesn't mean, oh, I just never need to use the rear brake because weight's transferring to the front. No, use both, okay? Because your rear tire is still in contact with the ground, and you're still being able to use that 10, 20, 30% braking stopping power with that rear brake. So proportional braking, that's exactly what we just talked about. Front brake is more effective, so apply more force to it, but never ignore the rear brake. Okay, so practice balance braking. Let's get out of the way here. Regular practice can improve your braking techniques. Try stopping from different speeds and on various surfaces to get a feel for how your bike responds. So this is part where it's gonna be a little bit more risk taking, because now you're gonna be like, oh, I'm gonna practice on gravel, I'm gonna practice on oil or snow. Okay, well, I wouldn't recommend that. But what I would recommend is yes, practice on different surfaces. So maybe practice on a gravel road, practice on in a parking lot with okay asphalt, practice on a road with good asphalt, practice when you're actually, you know, coming to a stop at a stop sign or a stoplight. Those are all practice areas. So every single time you have to apply the brakes, think of it as practice. So practice progressive braking with the front and rear brake. So let's go ahead and talk about relaxed grip on the handlebars though, okay? So handlebars, that's a primary control, because if you're holding really hard, you might be shaking. You know, just try gripping something really hard, you're gonna be shaking a little bit. You don't wanna have that death grip, okay? So don't over grip. You do wanna have a nice loose upper body. You do wanna have a grip so you're not flying off, but you're not gripping super hard. You're gonna use your knees on the gas tank to grip a little bit harder so that you can stay looser up top, okay? So a death grip can tire you out quickly too, okay? You don't wanna be tired. You don't wanna have cramps in your hands. You don't wanna have any of that stuff. So flexible but firm. So the goal here when it comes to riding a motorcycle, I'm getting relaxed here, is your hips and below are pretty solid. Okay, you're gripping the tank, your feet are on the pegs, your butt's on the seat. It's pretty solid. The upper part above your hips is gonna be moving. It's gonna be a little bit looser. And so you're gonna grab, you're gonna be a little bit loose, because when you're turning, you're having to do a lot of this body movement, having that head and eye movement going, but you don't wanna have it tense, because now you're trying to turn tensely, and that's gonna be translated into that front tire, which is gonna make it a little bit jerky, okay? So body posture, once again, a comfortable and correct posture can significantly help maintain a relaxed grip. Make sure you're not leaning heavily on the handlebars, so don't lean super hard. That's gonna be a little bit difficult for sport bike riders, but once again, you're using your knees, okay? So this could lead to wrist discomfort and a tense grip. So you don't wanna have pain in your body when you're out riding, you wanna have a good time. So we're gonna be talking about shifting gears a little bit smoothly. Remember, these are all just things that you need to understand. These aren't things I'm like showing you right now. I'm not telling you what to do. These are all things, these are basic principles when it comes to shifting, braking, acceleration, and handlebars, okay? So right now we've already talked about throttle control. Right now we're gonna talk about clutch control, basically, in your left shifter. We talked about the front brake, rear brake, and we talked about handlebars. So it sounds like these are all primary controls, right? So practice your primary controls. So preemptive shifting, anticipate when you'll need to shift up or down. So you're coming up to a stoplight and you're in 5th gear, and you just start applying the brakes and you go shift, shift, shift. Like, no, you wanna shift when you start slowing down. You wanna start slowing down a lot sooner, because you already know it's coming up. You already know a stop sign and stoplight's coming up. You already know that you're gonna have to stop. So downshift, release the clutch and give it a little throttle, do the whole marrying dance thing, which we talk about in Unit 3 of the Basic Smart Rider with the intro to shifting. So start shifting, make it to where it's not gonna be a jerk every single time you downshift or even upshift, but downshifting, don't make it jerk. Try to get it nice and smooth, and practice that, okay? So the only way you can really do that is if you see it ahead of time, do some preemptive shifting. Smooth clutch control, so you're not pulling it in, downshifting, let it go, pulling it in, downshifting, let it go, or upshifting. You're actually doing it nice and smooth. You're waiting for the RPMs and that rear tire to really match, to where there's not gonna be a little chirp of the rear tire. That comes with practice. Once again, Unit 3 in the Basic Smart Rider course. Links in the description. It's $120 a year. And we have a newsletter that goes out. You can get all the downloadables. You can actually download the digital version of this and the phone-friendly version and have the whole course. Okay, that's only Unit 3. Unit 4 is riding scenarios. Unit 2 is gear. Unit 1 is the plan method, MTC awareness stages. Unit 5 is rescue awareness. Unit 6 is our mentorship webinar, which is an hour long, so you can learn how to learn. So anyways, appropriate RPM. Know where your power band is. So this really helps out when it comes to upshifting, okay? So getting into higher gears. Like Indian likes to have more of like a higher RPM, high power band. Some other motorcycles like you to shift a little bit lower in the RPMs. It helps you understand like where you should be shifting. So you're not getting the chug, 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 and you're not getting the super high redlining. Understand that. The best way to do that is to go into your owner's manual and learn about that, okay? So let's go ahead and take a look at this one. Focus on looking ahead. This is big, because remember we talked about, preemptive shifting. We have total stopping distance with braking. We have, just understanding where you need to go, okay? So scanning the road. So you don't want to be super tight on the handlebars, because if we have a turn coming up, you're gonna be super tight trying to turn. You can get right into it. We have a stop sign coming up. You're already paying attention. So scan the road up ahead, look for the things that need to be happening. So you're a little bit more preemptive when it comes to, hey, I gotta move, switch lanes. Hey, I gotta brake. Hey, I gotta shift. I have to do this, I have to do that. Really helps out. So planning your ride, position for safety, locating hazard situations, assessing relevant threats, navigating active threats. That's gonna help you have a smoother ride. That's Unit 1 in the BSR. So scanning right here, anticipating traffic behavior. You see an open lane pattern, your lane is wide open. There's the next lane next to you has stacked cars. More than likely, one of those cars are going to switch into your lane because it's open. So if you see that ahead of time, you might need to downshift. You might need to position over a little bit. You might need to apply a little bit of brakes. You might need to roll off the throttle. It all depends on what we need to be doing, and we'll talk more about that during the live stream. We'll talk more about that during the after action reviews, okay? So understanding the patterns, and we talk about that in Unit 1. Planning your path. Okay, so planning your ride, planning your path, everything there. Okay, so decide your path well in advance. Position for safety. You see that person want to come out, the open lane pattern, maybe position yourself a little bit over to the other side so you're not having to do an emergency swerve. You might just have to do a light brake so you can let them in. So make sure you're planning your path, planning your ride. This way, when somebody comes out at you and they do the jerky motion, you're actually going to be able to respond to it smoothly, which allows you to maintain balance and control. Like I said, with a car, they don't need to worry about that, okay? So anyways, here we go. Conclusion, gradual throttle control. Ensure gradual engagement and consistent practice for stability and enhanced performance. So throttle control, it's a huge primary control, okay? Slowing down, speeding up. A lot of the stuff that needs to be done when you're riding a motorcycle, and it's really with that right hand. So pay attention to that. Balanced braking, use both brakes. If your bike has 70% power, front brake, 30% rear brake, if you only use the front brake, you're losing out on 30%, okay? Once that weight transfers to that front tire, you're good to go. Relax grip and proper posture. Maintain a firm yet flexible grip and adopt a comfortable posture for better control. Lower body stabilized, upper body a little bit loose, so you can use the primary controls of that the handlebars and the rest. But grip with the knees, feet on the pegs, and sit your butt down on that seat. Okay, so smooth gear shifting. Just practice, 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 practice. Okay, shift ahead of time, way ahead of time if you need to, especially if you see something. There's no rush to get to the red light, so downshift ahead of time. Okay. Traffic flow anticipation. Understanding driver behavior is so important for you to have a smooth, easy ride. Because if anybody does surprise you, you're going to make that jerky movement. And guess what? Your adrenaline's going to go up. Your stress hormones are going to go up. You're going to start getting road rage. So the smoother your ride throughout town, the smoother your commute is, the easier your ride's going to be. Okay? With that said, hope you guys ride safe, be safe. And if you want to download this PowerPoint, we also have this go up on the MTC Rider Academy. Jesus, I say BSR. MTC Rider Academy every single week after this. Okay? I'll see you guys later. All right, so there we go. There we go. Hopefully that made sense to you guys. There we go. 119 people, only 89 signed in exactly. Elad, how you doing, man? How you doing, man? One more like. There we go. 110. Ooh, guys. Sorry, I took a little quick picture over yes. Here we go. I gotta get out of this. Okay, let's go and bring this down. Come on. There we go. Ooh, yeah. Glad to make it to another stream. See, you know what? I was a little tired. I was a little tired when I first started, but I'm enjoying those PowerPoint slides. I'm enjoying those PowerPoint slides. Oh, geez. Was that 10 trillion likes? That would be insane. I'm enjoying those PowerPoints. Like, at first, I was really, really having, like, a tough time. Like, not necessarily coming up with a topic, but, like, what to say. But I start putting myself... I don't read the chat. Like, that was one of my big problems at the beginning, was I was reading the chat when I was in the middle of doing it. And it's like, no, I'm presenting, gotta do it. I'm having a good time. And honestly, picking the subject and bringing in some little war stories are pretty fun. How was the gentleman's ride? It was great. It was great. I had a great time. We raised a lot of money. We're in the top 100, so we have the helmet coming in. So it's like 4 to 6 months to have it custom done. And this was in May, so maybe by the end of the year I'll get that helmet in, and then we'll do this. Just stretch Dan. Yeah, I gotta stretch. Oh, there we go. Ah, my hands. It went full teacher mode. Yeah. Well, you guys get donuts. You know, full teacher mode. You guys get some donuts. Enjoy yourself. Have a good time. Doing twice as much as you should have. Yeah. Stretch it out. Yeah. That's a good PowerPoint, Dan. All of us new riders appreciate it. I've studied your videos for a long time before I took my test and made passed everything with flying colors. I've put over 3K miles in Adams Moto Ventures, probably in that time, since May. Okay, I was expecting it was a preposition, but I didn't see a period, so I'm assuming since May. I've been having a good time with the PowerPoints, and guys, like, I mean, after action reviews and everything are fun, but I'm thinking about. I have a little thought process. I have a little thought right here, guys. I have a little thought. One sec. When I first started making videos, it was just tip videos, and it was based off of kind of like what I knew and what I understood from situational awareness stuff from firefighting. And so that's where like the bulk of my stuff was coming from. And then I did some reviews because I was doing like what, the YouTube algorithm at the time needed. So I was doing reviews, doing like 5 tips of like, what kind of mods you should get, blah, blah, blah. And so like that really jump started the S and M, not that one, guys, calm down. Situational awareness and maintaining your fundamental skills. That's kind of where it came in because that's what firefighting is. And acquiring and using personal protective gear. So SMA. That's kind of where it went. I was like, you know what? I'm also an EMT, so let's bring in the rescue. And it's like, I want to, I trained rookies, and, I went through a fire academy right when I like really started launching this. It's been multiple academies, but I was like the older guy teaching the younger guys. It was like a peer mentorship thing because I was with them. I was like, let's go ahead and bring in the mentorship part, teaching and mentoring. Cool. So we got SMART down, but I didn't really fill out, the rescue and the teaching and mentoring. I didn't really fill out basically the whole SMART, all the principles here. I didn't really fill those out. And so like I focused on what I was like really good at. And so I really focused on SMA, and I started doing the R, and it was really coming from like a safety aspect, like very tangible, like, here we're gonna get some training done. We're gonna be focusing mainly on how-tos. Long story short, we're at the point now in my life, because it was mirroring my life. Back then, it was mirroring what I was doing in my life. Where I'm at now is very cerebral. Where I'm at is like really in the head and learning from a personal aspect, attachment theory, learning about, the Waldorf method, the Montessori method of teaching and coaching. And I've gotten to this mindset now. It's like, I really want to just be a full-on educator versus like a full-on operator. So like an operator of a motorcycle. Yeah, I love riding. But I'm at the point now where it's like, I really want to just lean into the teaching and mentoring part versus just the SMA and then the R. I want to lean into the teaching and mentoring. So I've been really focused on that. So I'm like at this point now where I'm learning a lot about mentoring, and I'm having such a great time doing the PowerPoint stuff. I'm really having a great time doing the PowerPoint. I'm having a great time doing the one-on-ones, talking to people, communicating with people. And it just feels like the content here is actually shifting. The content here is actually going to shift, because the after action reviews is more of like, how are we doing things? And like, here you go. Here's the information. Just go do it. Now it's more of like, how do we learn? I want to help you guys learn. I want to help you guys figure this out, and make sure I reserve time to just enjoy motorcycling. And that's where I'm at, where it's like I'm just enjoying the motorcycling, and then I come in and teach, versus like I'm teaching on the motorcycle, and now motorcycles is the thing. I don't know. I'm just sharing with you guys. We're going to get into this one. We're going to get into this. Let's just get into it. I just wanted to share that. Hopefully that made some sense. I'm just in a different position in life. With the divorce and everything, with making different friends. Just like a different stage. different stage, and my content's going to follow along with that. It's going to follow along with that. All right, here we go. We're going to jump into this. We're going to jump into this video. We have 3 videos today. We're going to try to power through these. In fact, let's see. What lesson can we apply in this one? Let's see what this is.
Bro,
I'm good.
Are you good?
Let's see what happens here real quick. Oh! What kind of crash is this? Wheelie? That looks like a wheelie. Oh! You're a little... There you go. Side stand, remain calm.
Dude!
Okay?
Bro!
I'm good.
Are you good? Are you good?
Just a little banged up.
You look a little embarrassed. Hey, move your hand. A little close there. Now, a lot of people like to touch. That was one thing we were taught in the fire service, is that you don't touch. And I get it, it's compassionate touch, but you don't touch unless you get permission. Anyways. Let's see, what lesson can we use on this one? Let's do... Let's do remain calm. We'll do remain calm on this one. All right, here we go. 3, 2, 1, started recording, and start the recording. And here we go. Bikers having a worse day than you. Let's find out. Is this a newer video? I think so. 505, wow.
Today we will start with the rider
It's a
who
little
was
loud.
quite surprised and had to deal with the gravel directly on the bend.
Ooh, so gravel directly on the bend. A little bit of gravel. How do we handle gravel, everybody? Look at the road surface. So when we see stuff like this, when we're out here riding, and we see this gravel, or just the road itself, I mean, that's a beautiful looking road, isn't it? So we're coming up to here. If we see a road like this, typically it's not like this because maybe the weather got a little crazy, you know, like the day before, the week before, whatever it is. But typically it's not like this, and we're able to just ride like crazy. We ride however we want to ride because the road is perfect. Well, sometimes it's not. So if you start to recognize and start to see that the road is terrible, there's some gravel, let's not go the same speed. Let's not do the same craziness. Let's actually calm it down. And it's like, today's just not the day. Today's just not the day. So how do we handle situations like this? First, we slow down. We understand that the gravel looks, or the road looks terrible, but look at the lean angle. Okay, so keep the bike upright as much as possible. Go around these curves a little bit slower, and it's gonna dampen your ride. It's not gonna be the best time, considering, you know, every other time you've done this. But just look at the road. Look how terrible. We almost fell right there. The road looks terrible. Maybe it's just not the time to ride. Slow it down. Let's not take the risks. What's up, David? How you doing? No Mateos. Here we go. Oh, uncommon thing in a common situation. Now, why did that happen? We understand why. Is it something that we should, you know, accept? Probably not. I wouldn't. That would piss me off a little bit. Somebody's in my way. They switched into our lane because of the bicyclists. But we're coming around this blind corner. We should be in orange stage, prepped and ready. We're going to be middle, because, you know, just in case somebody does that, we only have to go a little bit off to the right. So he is in middle. This is great. We see this right here. Now, where do we see our escape path? Where do we see the escape path? You know, we got one right here. So we're coming up to here. It's like, oh, crap. There's our escape. As soon as you find that escape, because remember we're talking about position for safety. As soon as you find that escape, you just go for it. You look right there. That's your focal vision. Target fixate on the escape. Don't target fixate on the car. Don't target fixate here. Don't target fixate here. Target fixate on your escape. That's the most important thing. That's the most important thing. Good job. Handled it. Basically soft. Okay, that's what she said. Here we go. Going through an intersection. Orange stage prepped and ready. Don't worry about rev bombing. Get yourself out of that situation. Get back into the lane. Let's go. Let's go. All right, here we go. Wrong side of the road in traffic. Uncommon thing in a common situation. Okay. Probably a tourist. Going through an intersection.
And
Watch
here
out for
is
any
a
uncom.
situation where for unknown reason the driver completely didn't notice the oncoming rider, who ultimately had no chance of reacting.
Okay, there's... Oh, swerve, 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 swerve. So it looked like we were applying a little bit of brakes. Looks like our right leg. Our right leg. We have an issue here, mechanism injury, possible right leg injury. Hopefully we had some gear. Hopefully the impact to the knee might have been absorbed a little bit by having armor in that gear, but it's still going to be painful, if not dangerous, and probably breaking
Where for
something.
unknown reason the driver completely didn't notice the oncoming rider, who ultimately had no.
So we're coming up to here. Intersections or orange stage. We got to start finding those escape paths, getting ourselves out of here. That person's starting to creep out a little bit, so we need to swerve left, because if we swerve right, we're going to hit the curb. You notice how we didn't really do anything? We didn't get out of our lane. It's like it happened so quickly, we didn't have time to react. Well, that's why when we're coming up to intersections, we're prepped for it. We're in orange stage. So we're already ready to react before getting into the intersection. And then when we see somebody do something stupid, we already know what to do next, because we're going to jump into red stage. We're going to get ourselves out of there. We talk about that in Unit 1 of the Basic Smart Rider. Through here, little corners. Oh, the lights are gonna mess you up a little bit. Oh, looks like we hit, a lot of people hit some gravel. People hit gravel. Did you see that?
You're good.
All good, bro. All good.
All right, so everyone's fine. It was a low side incident. We have full gear, mitigated everything. Hopefully the bike is fine. But you see the guy in front of him also? Right there. Dude fell off his bike. Look at that. Oh yeah, there's some gravel in the road. Let's see if the person in front of him. So a little bit of a hand poking out. Maybe he's letting people know there's something going on. But this is why I don't like being so close. There's no way anybody's gonna be able to anticipate and to fix things. And so that guy hits, we hit, we dump the bike. Ah, that sucks. This is something you might not be able to anticipate and make changes to. This is why we wear full gear, make sure we protect our bike. There we go, going through the corners. So watch out for the sun and the shade, like kind of messing with your eyes, your focal vision. Dilates, constricts, can mess you up. Do we have gravel here too? What kind of injuries do we have here possibly? What kind of injuries do we have here possibly? Before we even get into this, what is it that we should be doing here? We should be remaining calm. Okay, we're running to our friend, back on comms with dad, so it seems like it's his dad right there. So we need to remain calm so we don't start panicking and we can actually solve the problem. You know, start asking questions. You know, he's breathing. He's back with calm, so he's able to talk to him. So he's breathing, heart rate's working. Start asking those questions because, you know, this is pretty scary, you know, being able to see this. And part of rescuing somebody is to remain calm so that you can actually call 911 or tell someone to call 911, get that chain of survival going, and so you can go down this list. Because if you're not thinking about, you know, the incident and you're freaking out, you're gonna miss maybe these major bleeds and knowing what to do. So it's very important.
Okay.
When you call the dispatcher, we're on mile marker 3.
Okay.
If you know you need an ambulance or anything, mile marker 3. The mile markers are really important to remember.
Wait a second. Okay. Yeah, here, just relax for a second. I want to make sure you're all right. Oh. Okay. No, I can push it up.
Oh shoot. What's the mechanism here, everybody? Left side. pretty much full body. All right, addiction to
The
friction.
front completely forgot about being careful and riding.
Side of the vehicle right there.
Him see that the public road.
Looks like we're doing wheelie. We're kind of standing up a little bit. Oh, lost control. Dumped the bike. Look how far we slid. So we're talking about, oh, a little bit of a hard break right there. Thankfully, he didn't crash. So that's where the remain calm is very important. Okay, he's kind of moving. He's not getting up. Legs look okay. No obvious deformities.
Are you good?
Helmet.
I'm gonna go get your bike. Are you?
He's not wearing a Cardo. He's wearing a Cena. That's one of the problems right there. Just kidding. Look how far the bike slid. So when we're talking about road rash, we're talking about impacts. I don't care about the bike. People can move around the bike. I'm checking on my body, on my buddy. Is there any major bleeds? Making sure the lady isn't, you know, taking his helmet off. You know, these are all little things here. Bike's pretty much destroyed. Yeah, pull the shifter or pull the clutch in so you can actually move. He's gonna ride it back. Interesting. Okay, he's standing up, walking wounded, so musculoskeletal system's working, his heart is working, he's got enough blood in his system so he doesn't drop any blood pressure. He's talking, his lungs are working, his brain is working, so it seems to be doing fine. Israel 1630, here we go. Oh. What's the problem there? What's the problem there? They're in their lane, you're in your lane. Looks like they're starting to come over just a teeny bit. We're on the line. You're in your lane, buddy. Looks like they were starting to come over, but it doesn't look like they did. So his mirror's beyond the line. Okay, so when we talk about positioning for safety right here. So when we talk about, oh, that's the MTC awareness stages. We'll wait till that goes away. And then we're going to talk about positioning for safety. We want to have good space cushions to our left and right, forward and backwards. Okay, so when we're coming up to somebody side by side, we're in our lane, they're in their lane, position off a little bit more. Maybe go to the middle, maybe go on to the other side, and constantly be adjusting yourself when it comes to these lane positions. This is too close. You already know it's too close because you're getting upset. If they're starting to creep over and you're this close, you're probably going to get hit. So move over, so if they start creeping in, it's not going to be like, oh no, what's this big deal? I need to post it on MotoStars. No, move over. You just because it's your lane doesn't mean you need to stay in it. You can move around. Yeah, it's just a little too close. I like his backpack. I think it's an Errol. No, it's an Oakley. Never mind. Different backpack. Never mind. Patman's Adventures. Side of the vehicle right there. Accelerate. That's one of those emergency accelerations. He did move over. That's really good. He moved over, but now we're slowing down. Just continue. Israel, here we go. Okay, somebody turning left in front of us. That happens all the time at intersections. We're going to check our pants now because we got a little bit of brown. Let's take a look at the beginning of it. You notice how right here is when we start the video. It sounds like we're going pretty fast. It sounds like we're going pretty fast through the intersection. I can't see what's happening up ahead. It probably is like a red light. Because why? Let's go ahead and think about this a little bit. Let's think about this. So this car right here is stopped, and that car is turning. So, and it's a 2-lane road. Did we go through the intersection when we weren't supposed to? You know what I mean? Why would that car stop with the left turner? Because that car has the right of way. The left turner is going, so either they have a green arrow or what? Yeah, we put ourselves in that position. Put ourselves in that position. Come on, man.
No way, do that.
Yeah, and it's scary. It's like, okay, I'm going to blame other people. A little bit of accountability here. A little bit of accountability. Phantom Hornet. All right, name a hazard here, everybody.
Situation where the bikers were far too careless.
Very easy to name this one.
The front managed to avoid the driver, but
A
unfortunately,
little bit of a power wheelie going on.
this clip is also a good reminder of how important the proper motorcycle gear is.
Nighttime, yeah. Motorcycle gear. Oh, couldn't see that. Couldn't see that. Oh, goddamn. Yeah, wearing full gear. He's not wearing full gear. He doesn't have gloves. He doesn't have motorcycle pants. He does have a jacket and helmet because that's how he has his GoPro attached. Maybe not boots, but very lucky. So when we talk about it's too dark, yeah, it's at nighttime. These are the issues. You can't see these hazards ahead of time.
So I could
You probably could have saw that car ahead of time. But look at us. We're passing. What are we doing here? What are we doing here? If we just stick with what we're supposed to be doing, which is, you know, staying in a lane, stopping at intersections, maybe not powering through things, following our buddy that did something stupid, so we do something stupid now, we wouldn't have this issue right here. Okay. So I know a lot of this stuff doesn't apply to you guys, but it's good to know. There's also a stop sign, so they didn't even stop. Yeah, you can see the stops. Stop sign. This is where we remain calm and sure on safety. There we go. Angel or not, we've seen him before. Zoom, zoom, zoom. Open lane pattern. A little open lane pattern. You guys know what that looks like. All right, if you don't know what that looks like, we're lane filtering. Okay, where's the open lane? There's open spots. Those open spots are for other vehicles to just do this to you. Okay, so when we're lane filtering and we see these open spots, we should be slowing it down. This is why we don't go super fast when it comes to lane filtering, because the only thing we really have when it comes to an escape path is progressive braking and acceleration. So we're in orange stage the whole time here. We're in orange stage the whole time here. So don't worry about rev bombing and horn. Rev bomb, horn, that's not what we're supposed to be doing. We're supposed to either brake or accelerate. Maybe even swerve into the open lane. Impatient, overtaking dangerously. When you see something like this, let the person be in front. Don't be a part of the situation. Don't be a part of the situation. What's the difference between lane splitting and lane filtering? Lane filtering is at a stop. Lane splitting is when everyone's moving. Lane filtering in Arizona, in Utah, I think Montana just passed. Texas just made it illegal, which is weird. Or at least that's what I read. Got a quad lock, very nice. It's pretty difficult to avoid people acting like idiots in road rage when they're behind you, because they're gonna just be on your butt. When they're in front of you, you can give them that space cushion. Okay, side of the vehicle, not a big deal. He's using a Cardo Pack Talk Edge, very nice. Link in description for that one. Position yourself, because they're gonna be backing up. Can't Flintstone it back. Can't Flintstone it back enough. So when we're talking about positioning for safety here, I am off to the sides. I'm putting it right here so you can see, but I'm actually like back here. So I'm off to the sides. There we go. So we just do this. So I'm on the line, because if they do back up, I don't want to be in here, because then I got to Flintstone it back. If they back up and I can't get out of the way quick enough, I'm off to the sides anyways in a lane filtering position. And you notice how you can't see anything around this vehicle? It's because we're right behind them. So when we're talking about positioning for safety, this is one of those things, is that we want to position off the side so we have good line of sight, we have an escape, and we have a space cushion. That space cushion is going to be taken up when they're backing up, but they're not going to hit us, hopefully. Bad spot. And the reason why I say this is because I did this when I first started riding. I was in a Bank of America parking lot, and the person backed up on and hit my front tire on my Harley. And I was like, oh. And I couldn't backpedal quick enough. See, strike, wear some gear, side of the vehicle, line of sight issues. Good job seeing the braking. Handled it. That's a great example. Okay, wear some gear though, but this is a great example. All right, we come up to here. We see that side of the vehicle, intersection, orange stage. Understanding we got to like be prepared. He's already reaching for that clutch, because when he's starting to slow down, he might have to downshift. Now, it's going to be a line of sight issue for the car, because the van is blocking the view once the van turns. And so he's already anticipating this. Probably been riding for a while. Starts to see them move. Yeah, we apply the brakes. You see the drop. So watch the drop of the handlebars. Right there. So he's applying the brakes, understanding that the person's going to go. We're going to move off to a different side so we have a better position. We're going to creep around, see that they did stop all the way, and then we're going to continue going. So I use this example, or this analogy, and this metaphor, whatever the heck you want to call it, is when we're going through a haunted house. So if I'm going through a haunted house, I don't want to like run past a corner because then there's that guy with the chainsaw, right? He's gonna be try to come out and scare me. No, I'm gonna play the part. I'm gonna look around. I'm gonna go slow. It's like, what's around this corner? What's around this corner? And then I'm gonna run if he pops out. But that also applies to like, you know, any dangerous, scary situation that isn't risk-free, right? If you're in a shady neighborhood, or if you're in an area that you're kind of freaked out, maybe at home you hear a noise, you're kind of like peeking around. It's like, what's this? You know, just in case I need to, you know, come out and do something. You're not running into danger. You're actually walking up to it and being more situationally aware. This is a great example of it. It's a great example of it. Slowing it down. Okay, cool. Now I can go. Awesome. Here we go. Raw point of view. Another side of the vehicle poking out. But what did we do? We applied the brakes and then swerved to the right where the gap was increasing. So if you notice right here, if he was just accelerating and stayed in his lane and maybe rev bombed or whatever it was, maybe would have hit the vehicle. But what we did was slow down so that we can buy ourselves some time and then really go for that escape path. So we bought ourselves a little bit of time by slowing down. Okay, it's opening. Now I'm going to go for that escape path. Really good use of skills. Really good use of skills. Here I am in the left lane. Watch the truck with the turn signal, turn to the interstate. Okay, so anyways, turn. Okay, now we're kind of like in their blind spot across multiple lanes. Move over. There you go. Very good. And he decided to continue going. So that's a situation where 360 situation awareness, we switched over. But if we had to, especially if we have a more powerful, like a pretty powerful bike, interstate speeds, right? Highway speeds, we might have to do emergency acceleration. So emergency acceleration, not like this. I'd use that as an example, but emergency acceleration to get yourselves out of there. Welcome, Matthew.
This is a first for me. HGVs normally are super alert. I have no idea what he was thinking. The other lorry driver motioned he was a lol.
Okay, not an issue. Riding 1969. Don't stay super close side of the vehicle. They're gonna apply the brakes. You have to apply the brakes too. Swerve out of the way, fine. But watch out any oncoming traffic. That's fine that they snuck out. You solve your own problem. You have control over what you can do, not what they can do. Watch out for this guy. They never switched. They just kept their blinker on. Don't get so... What was I going to say? If you're so on edge riding a motorcycle that this is your reaction when you see somebody keep their blinker on and not even move into the lane, but you're upset that the blinker is on. You're so on edge. There's other things going on then. It's not them at this point, right? Just pause yourself for a quick second. Think about this. If you're the car driver and all of a sudden you see like a motorcyclist freaking out, like getting pissed off, you start to think there's something going on with that guy. Like this guy's having a bad day, right, Heisman? This guy's having a bad day. There's something going on. But in the motorcyclist's head, it's like the other person's the problem. You look like a crazy person. You look like a crazy person when you do stuff like that. Do you feel like a crazy person? No? Then there's something going on. There's reality's not matching up what's going on in your head. Something else going on in your life. Something else going on in your life. He still hasn't switched lanes. Now he's going to switch lanes because it's an open lane pattern. But we're going to get into that path of travel because we're pissed off. Right? We're not going to let them move over. We're not going to let them move over. Come on, man. So we saw this last stream. I think it's absolutely stupid. I think it's dumb. You're not supposed to have those vehicles on those little paths. E-bikes and bicycles, yeah, but that wasn't an electric. Whoa, you're gonna get hit. That's an emergency acceleration point. Let's go back to that MT Kit Kat. So we're coming up to here. Because if you're already going to go, you need to go then. You need to accelerate through there. That's an emergency escape right there. So this person's going to come at us. It's like, oh, cool, we have an open spot. They try to take that first available. They're not supposed to. There's, like, you guys are side by side. The motorcyclist is in the right. They were supposed to go into that first. That person was going to go into the next. Like, this is all screwed up. This is really screwed up. They shouldn't even be doing this. At this point, you have two options. You can accelerate past, or you can apply the brakes. So they decided to accelerate past. But right there. Oof. At this point, you're going to have to accelerate or get hit. Accelerate or get hit. You hear the car applying the brakes hard? Yeah. They had to do an emergency stop. Terrible spot. Terrible position to be in. Oh, same situation. Oh, road rage. A little bit of road rage going on. Okay, well, thank you for putting that in front. I can't see what the rest of the stuff is happening. So thank you so much, MotoStars. Appreciate the video. But if you guys got anything out of this as an after-action review, make sure you hit that subscribe button. And I'll be seeing you guys out on the next live stream. Oh, my throat. There's something going on. Something going on. I don't think I hydrated. I don't even water. You might have to cut today's stream a little bit short. Might have to cut the stream short, guys. I think something's going on with my throat. Is this a new one? This is a year ago. Okay. Yes, don't forget the 1:30 lunch. Yes, I got a 1:30 lunch. Thank you so much, Thaddeus. Appreciate it. You can't grab one drink from the rookies counter? No. They all, like, they slobber all over. They try a sip, like, I don't like it. They put it down, they grab another one, try a sip, I don't like it. And the weird thing is it's all the same flavor. I don't know why. Who's doing that? Who's doing that? You can tell it's somebody that eats the green marker because they leave a green ring. Yeah, it's like a little lipstick. Eat a donut. Yeah, I probably should. Drink some water, maybe some hot tea. Yeah, I need to do something. One sec. Oh. You know, I'll be right back. There we go. I had to be right back. I get some water. Got some water. A little bit better. A little bit better. I do have a bidet, Omar. Bidets are amazing. Bidets are amazing. Wait, somebody was at my front door. Interesting. Interdesting. Bidetsing. Orange crayons don't taste like oranges. Jason, how many times did you have to figure that out? How many tries did it take? I should wear a hydration pack when I'm doing these live streams, huh? All right, guys, we're going to jump into this one. We're going to power through these next two. I'm going to stand away. You know, I wonder if I should. We're going to do this. I'm going to like do this the whole time. I'm going to try to stay away from the keyboard. Let's try it out. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. All right, everybody, this is a year-old video. Let's go and take a look. High-speed pulls. So it's a year-old video from MotoStars. We're gonna do some after-action reviews. I'm not even gonna get near the keyboard to touch buttons. We're gonna power through it.
Moment of inattention resulted in not being able to brake in time.
Open lane pattern right there, except for that car decided to stop. So we were able to stop in time. This is where planning our ride comes into play. Finding that escape path. You saw that off to the left, right? So finding that escape path, being able to swerve into it last second. High mechanism of injury. Ooh, high mechanism injury. So should have swerved. Sometimes you can't do anything about it. Not the biggest deal. Not the biggest deal, but you know, I don't like doing this. One sec. Let's pause. I got distracted. He's dead. So I'm just kidding. I got distracted. Let's go and start over. Hey, it's live. We're gonna do it live. We're gonna do it live. Who cares? 3, 2, 1, start again. 1, 2, high-speed pulls off the biker's boots. Okay, so take 2. Here we go, MotoStars. After-action review, trying to figure out what happened, how it happened, and not do it ourselves. Find out what's right, what we could do better. Open lane pattern right there. Person slammed the brakes. So when it comes to planning our ride, we need to position ourselves for safety. You see how the cars in front of that vehicle was stopped? We didn't see that. So we should be able to swerve out of time. You know, I don't like it. I don't like, no. Sorry. I gotta be up here. No, we ain't doing that. No, not a fan. We're starting over one more time. 3, 2, 1, here we go. I'm gonna stay up here. Who's touching the buttons? All right, 3, 2, 1, here we go. One more try. Here we go. All right, 4th time's the charm. Okay, I get distracted. I'm supposed to do the intro. I need to stop hitting the button. One sec. I gotta go into. One second. I hit record so many times. This is gonna mess up the process. I'll deal with it later. Yeah, you thought I was frozen. All right. All right, here we go. All right, everybody, we're going to be talking about this MotoStars video. It is 1 year old, so we're going to see if anything has changed over the years when it comes to motorcycle riding. So we're coming up to here. We have an open lane pattern.
This moment of inattention resulted in not being
right in the back of the vehicle right there. Can't see much. And then here we go. We're going to crash right into them. Nice up and over. We're going to have a pelvic injury, bilateral femur fracture, possibly. We have our hand injuries. Now we're going to up and over. Hopefully don't land on our head because we have cervical spine injuries. There's looks like the left shoulder. Possibly the bike's going to, land right on us. Very high mechanism of injuries. Very high mechanism. So full body. Hopefully he's going to be doing fine. But we're just going to power through this. I'm not going to hit pause. There's the bike. Oh, we had a passenger? Or was that? No, that was him. That was him. His just camera went crazy. Okay. He's talking. That's good. Police. Okay. Should have known better than to pull into it. Ooh, a little bit of freak out there. I don't like it when people cut and cross, but that was a good job. All right, bad overtakes. Watch out. Good job finding the escape. A little bit of a slap. Okay. Moving on. Moving on.
Gotcha.
Moving on. Premises 187. So yeah, this is where we find that escape. I just said I wasn't going to pause the thing, but right here, find that escape. Do what you have to do. If we were in a car, this would have been an issue. We'd have had to slam the brakes, but we can just continue going, right? Broken collarbone for sure. Yeah, probably. Responded to a crash moments later. Another rider target fixated and low side is behind me. So remain calm, right? Ensure your own safety. Whoa. So as a firefighter, I said I wasn't going to pause, but we were going to do it real quick. As a firefighter, whenever on motor vehicle accidents, we don't take our eyes off traffic coming our way. And we have somebody looking the other way, but this right here is going to be the biggest thing because we're so close to it. Don't take your eyes off. Because when you do that, last second, that could have been impacted into them. So how are we going to help? How are we going to help?
Jesus Christ.
All right, let's move on. Come on. Is he okay? Is he doing good? Oh my gosh, Motostars. Move on. Motorcycle fails New Zealand.
And not entirely careful drive.
Roundabout. Orange stage. Prepped and ready for something. Non-issue. Oh, except for that. I thought we were going to focus on the car. What happened? Surprised his phone's still there. What do you guys think happened? You hear the RPMs go up? You hear the bike kind of rev a little bit?
I'm good.
What do you think happened here? So at first it was like, oh, it's the car, right?
Driving ended badly for this biker.
A little bit of rear tire slippage. Could have been gravel, could have been oil, could have been too much power, could have been a bald tire. Lots of little different things, all of them at the same time. The thing here, though, it was loss of traction. Exactly, Norval.
Be careful braking. Do you want a hand with it or anything?
No, it's all good.
A little bit of a whiskey throttle going on. The senior driver got upset for no reason at all. Okay. Here we go. We're kind of moving through. Watch anybody pulling out. Anybody gonna pull out? We're gonna be moving over to here in the parking spot. Now he turns his indicators on. Get over here.
You gotta use your mirrors.
So the Nissan driver got a little freaked out, honked the horn. Just like motorcyclists, they get a little freaked out, rev bomb, right?
Tienes que usar los espejos, imbécil.
Probably didn't think the motorcyclist could speak Spanish. Goblin rides, here we go. Going around a corner. Uncommon, uncommon, uncommon. Find an escape, find an escape. So that one they're supposed to yield, I'm assuming, right? They're coming here, they're supposed to yield and then go. It seems like the guy decided to go. I don't know. I've seen this before, and somebody said in the past that this is not this video, but this kind of situation. They're supposed to yield and only go when it's clear. Yeah, oncoming should have yielded. Okay, and they didn't. So good thing for this rider. Saw that. Position over is sooner, though. I would position sooner.
No.
So you see how we finally positioned over? Do it sooner. They're doing it anyways. Move over. They're doing it anyways. Move over. Webu Ivino, whatever her name is. Very risky. Don't just follow your buddy, because he's going based off of, ooh, where'd that guy come from? So it looks like he did a little stoppy. So your buddy that's passing others is doing it based off of what he can do with the time he has, with the bike he has. And if you follow, you're going off of what he's thinking, but he's probably thinking only he can make it. He's not thinking, okay, my whole group can make it if I go. Right? Hey, Esmar, how you doing? Thank you for becoming a member. Green card. Okay, interesting.
Speed
We're
made
gonna practice our wheelies.
a very big challenge for this biker.
No. What happened? What are we looking back for? Wear some gloves. Okay, we got a turn right here. Oh no. Ooh. Just wasn't anticipating that turn coming up quick enough. And we didn't slow down at all. And we panicked. It's easy to go fast and not realize how fast we're going until we have... the music. The music. Okay, I'm glad MotoStars has kind of gone away from that part. Okay. Ooh, nice. Are we getting pissed at that person? Green light, a lot of red. We slammed the brakes, had to swerve. It's not anyone's fault but yours. You're lucky that people are playing along and being courteous. Wow. Okay. Okay. We do that as motorcyclists. We like swerve in and out of traffic quickly, and they did the same thing. Not like, you can't get pissed. Can't get pissed at that. And if you are, then you got to look at your own riding. Okay, going pretty fast around this corner. Hopefully you don't low side. Oh, but we have a side of the vehicle. Somebody's sneaking out. Good job finding the escape, but they couldn't anticipate that you were coming around that corner. All right, Full Throttle Films. They doing some wheelies, having some fun. Okay, we're a little bit too far back, though. Broker coccyx. Now we're going to have to sit on a donut, and it's going to be very difficult to poop and pee for a while. Where are we running to? Where are we going? Our buddy's right behind us. Where are we running to? Oh, look at those cheap gloves. Look how they work. So, when you get cheap, like textile gloves, like cloth gloves, like gloves for gardening, the stitching rips. The stitching will rip. Be very careful with that, because it's not going to protect you. Pavel.
Situation where a biker riding at the high speed was surprised by...
I feel like we sped this video up. There we go. Yeah, we sped it up to this point. This is how fast we're really going. Oh, you couldn't see the vision from the shade and the sun just keep going in and out with the trees, causing some issues.
You okay? The rear tire just slid, right?
The rear tire just slid.
Yeah, he's okay.
Everyone doing fine. Very good. So, yeah, going a little too fast. Didn't see the corner. Didn't see the corner. Went off the road. Ooh! That looked like a little bit of a road rage.
Hit that motorcycle.
Unless the truck driver wanted to get off.
No, he's... Hold on.
Or, not get off, but,
Oh.
Ooh.
Oh my god, oh my god.
Let's go help him.
Oh my god.
Look back. Make sure you don't get hit yourself. Silver SUV slams on the brakes. Turn right. Okay, don't get super close. Not a big deal. We saw it ahead of time. They didn't slam no brakes. They had the brake lights going on for a while. Hey, Crow, how you doing? It's been a while. It's a year old. I think what he does is picks up debris. He usually finds things to fix. Does a good job. Picks everything up. So no more road surface hazards for everyone else. Doing a great job, Crow. How you doing? I think that's the end of the video. Yes, it is. Thank you so much, MotoStars, for putting these videos out. That was an older video. It seems like the videos nowadays have gotten a lot better. So I appreciate the increased production value. And with that said, hope you guys ride safe, be safe, and I will see you guys later. Guys, like my throat, like there's something going on here. I think I slept with like my mouth open or something last night. I think I'm gonna go home and take a nap. Now my nose gets congested. Whiskey, honey, ginger. I need to get something. So I signed up for jiu-jitsu tomorrow. That's pretty cool. Brazilian, yeah. I got jiu-jitsu coming up tomorrow at I think 4 p.m. 3 p.m. It's an intro class. Never been. It's an intro class, so oh, there we go. An intro class. I'm gonna start taking some fundamentals. I'm excited. So I kind of want to like get some rest. I did wake up really tired this morning at 5 o'clock. So I've been up for 5.5 hours, and you know what? I haven't had any food. All right, guys, I need to start taking care of myself a little bit better. I'm gonna get going. I have things I gotta get done. I'm gonna get these videos up. We did do the PowerPoint of smooth riding. We got 2 videos done. I'm now putting out a Wednesday video, Saturday, Sunday video. So there's 3 videos a week now. Yeah, I'm having some brain fog right now. I think this last video kind of sucked. I'm probably not gonna put this one up. Got some brain fog, a little bit tired. Something just happened. Kind of went, I need some caffeine. So what we can do is kind of hang out for a little bit. Let's hang out. Let's hang out. I need to change that picture up on the wall. There we go. Let's just hang out for a little bit. Let's just hang out. Any suggestions on what adventure bikes to get? Not an adventure guy, but the Tenere is pretty cool. That's what Nathan had. Yeah, I feel like my body's tired. So like yesterday when I went to work out in the morning, I'm tired. I went to work out and I got to like, I was supposed to do like a mile jog. I got to like half a mile. I was like, oh my gosh, like I'm just not waking up. Usually by like a 1/10 of a mile, I'm pretty good. And then I'm like, boom, here we go. And so like I stopped myself like at, 0.6 miles, and I went to work out, and like the third set in, I'm like, oh my gosh, I got to power through this. And then like when I finally got through like the third exercise, I'm like, no. And I had to stop, and I came back later, and I finished it off, and it felt much better. But I think I might be burning my body out a little bit. I haven't been getting good sleep. So we'll see. I'm not 40 yet, Tony. All right. My T levels are good. So I do know that because I take TRT. I do that. I haven't. I stopped drinking. I wonder if that's affected my sleep. It should have been affecting it in a positive way. Get a 4-pack of Red Bulls to help your health. I'm thinking about doing twice a week live streams, but I want to change it up. I want to do like Tuesdays. I want to do like a webinar. I want to do like a full basic smart rider unit. I want to do a full basic smart rider unit, and then Thursdays do the after actions. You're 66 in less than a month. Congrats. Get some coffee and replace the water with Red Bull. I've been drinking a lot of water too. Yeah, and I've been drinking the electrolytes, but I hear that like, first thing in the morning I chug like a 40 ounce. I have like a 40 ounce hydro flask, and I drink about half. So I drink about 20 ounces. Just chug it first thing in the morning. As soon as I wake up, I sit up out of bed. I have it right there. I fill it up the night before. I fill it up, and then as soon as I wake up, I drink half of it, and I go to the bathroom, do my stuff, and feed my dog, and I open the blinds, get that sunlight in. But at 5 5:30 in the morning now, it's still dark. Like summertime, it was like light was up at 5, and now it's still dark until like 6:30. It's wintertime now. So like there's no light, so I got to figure something out to get that light going. Focus on some good sleep. Yeah, so Doodle on a motorcycle sent me in a text, I think like 2 weeks ago, because I told her I was having trouble sleeping, like a year ago. Just, in casual conversation. And so she like sent me this course that I should probably just start taking. It's like an e-course on how to get good sleep. And she says she was taking it. She took the course and her sleep has just been rock solid. Like just perfect. So I'm thinking about, I need to do that. I do watch UFC. Whenever I can. I haven't been able to lately though. Not for a while actually, but I love MMA. I love watching MMA. I don't want to participate. Jiu-jitsu, my goal for jiu-jitsu is I wonder if it's allergies. My goal for jiu-jitsu is to just kind of feel more confident, just a little more confident. I have some confidence just because I'm athletic. So there's some confidence. The physical confidence is there because I'm athletic, but it's not the same. It's not the same. So like I'm solving my own problem by going to jiu-jitsu. Magnesium supplements. Interesting, Artisan. Interesting. Seasonal affective disorder. Sad. It could be. I'm actually doing really good. Atomic. I'm 5'6". I'm actually doing pretty good. My mental health has gotten a lot better because my physical health has gotten a lot better. And also doing a lot of reading, a lot of like, reading stuff and then actually applying it. That's been the big thing. So a lot of actual work has been going on. It's pretty good. Martial arts training, motorcycle riding go hand in hand. Oh, very nice. Thoughts on vaping? I did medical cannabis for a while. I actually got motivated recently to be like, you know what? So long story short. So I went on a date. I'm going to open up with you guys. Went on a date, what was it? Sunday? Sunday evening / night. And she mentioned something about like, vaping or smoking stuff is like, that's like a turn off basically. And I was like, oh really? Because, I do. I vape medical cannabis for the PTSD, CPTSD, and it does help me relax at night. I had a medical card, everything. And so I was like, oh, really? What is it about that? What is it about vaping that, is that you don't like? Just interested. Because, I do what I do and people do what they do. And if people like and don't like, that's whatever it is. And so I asked the question. I was being more curious than like standoffish and defensive, because that's really one of the big things here, guys. Be curious. Don't be defensive when somebody says something that you don't like. Ask questions. And she said about it's kind of taking you out of the situation. You need like to be able. The clouds. It's kind of cloudy. This is what I was gathering. It's kind of it clouds you. You're not really present. I'm like, yeah, you're right. Yeah, you're right. And I explained why I did. And while I was explaining it, I was like, you know what? Because what I was explaining was like, I use it for this, I use it for that, and it helps me relax here. And, it's only in the evening and not like all day, every day. But then I started thinking, I was like, I have way better coping mechanisms now. Because that was a coping mechanism back in the day for like the last few years. And so when I was challenged, basically, right? I was challenged to think about it. That's a great thing about having relationships, friendships, or otherwise. And it got me thinking. It's like, no, dude, I was talking to myself after the date. And I was like, I have way better coping mechanisms than that. And it's like, I have been thinking lately that I should stop because, dude, I get hungry. I get hungry. No matter, like, the smallest, like, whatever, I get hungry. And that affects my other goals of the physical fitness and whatnot. Because I feel like I get food hungover the next day sometimes. And so I was like, I have better coping mechanisms, so maybe I should just stop and see how I do. Maybe I should just stop. So I haven't smoked since then. What is today? Thursday? So Sunday? It's not even been a week. There's like no change in my day. Right? No change in my day. Have I ever 420 and weightlifted? Yeah, and it's great. I get distracted though. Munchies are actually related to the strain of weed. Yeah, it affects the ghrelin in your body. It affects the ghrelin, so that you just don't get full. And that's a big problem for me because I can eat. Makes you overthink. Yeah, it made me overthink. So it's like there has been no change. I'm like, in the times where I'm like, I want to, like, do a little puff here so that I can relax. It's like, no, it's out of habit at this point. It's a habit. It was just a habit. It's like a certain time of day. It's like after my shower, after I'm like relaxed and ready to sit down and watch TV, here I go. And so like it wasn't even, at this point, it's not even like, okay, I'm having stress. Like maybe, let's say if I smoked 5 days a week, I would say at this point, 1 or 2 of those days was because of stress, and the other 3 to 4 was because of habit. But back in the day, it was like 7 days of stress. Every day was stress, so it helped. But at this point, it's like, no. You know what I mean? At this point, so that, like, I did have 2 days ago. Today's Thursday, so Tuesday night, I was stressed. I was thinking about the stepkids from my previous marriage. I don't even know what to call them anymore. That was part of the stress too. So I can't call them my kids. I can't call them my stepkids. Basically saying my ex's kids. But I was stressed because I was thinking about them. So I was like, I want to smoke. I was like, no, I'll journal. No, I'll actually sit with my thoughts. No, I'll go to the jacuzzi. I'll go do something different. Zach King, I'm thinking about going to CBD though. CBD, oh my gosh, it helps me sleep too. And so I just solved my problem. I was like, oh, I got real coping mechanisms. I can actually handle this. So it's like, yeah, so that was Tuesday, but I haven't had issues. So I just need to do this coping stuff. So anyways, I don't know where I was going at with this. Lots of self journey, lots of self-improvement, lots of different things, listening to audiobooks, reading books, kind of diving into work, but then also diving into relaxation, actually sitting with things. Very important, very important. Do you ever get survivor's guilt and you start to fiend the green? Sometimes. Do I tell my dates about my YouTube channel, Terror Panda? Not right away. I did just let her know about this live stream, but about an hour and a half ago. Maybe she's watching. I don't know. No, I don't. I tell people I teach motorcycle. I teach motorcycle road strategy online using YouTube and my own website. That's usually what I say. That's usually what I say. There's been times in the past where I've said, yeah, I make YouTube videos, and they're like, oh my gosh, he makes YouTube videos? What the? And then they finally see how many subscribers, and they're like, oh, that's really cool. It's like, well, I already know subscribers, like the total number doesn't mean much. It's about watch time and views. So I just stopped. I stopped telling people. I stopped telling people. I just did. Any recommendations to a new firefighter who've been in the training process for last year? You can rest when you get home. If you have time to lean, you have time to clean. So don't lean against like the wall and just sit there. Honestly, put your phone in your dorm room and leave it there until after 5 or when you go to bed. If you're a rookie, don't say no to new training. If you're tired at work because you're doing so much, then it means you really need to prioritize your rest and recovery on your days off, because you need to be that guy that busts their ass and works hard. And you need to get in that. You need to get in really good shape. CrossFit's or any type of endurance conditioning is really important. Strength's good and everything. You know, have some strength, but you need to be in good shape, dude. You need to be in good shape. Yeah, batteries catch fire. It's simple. But there's usually a damage to the battery that causes that. That's why when things crash or get punctured, they catch fire. I'm falling asleep, guys. I got to get going. I'm going to go home. I'm going to take a quick nap because I do have a lunch at 1:30. So I'm going to get going. I'm falling asleep and it's probably boring as hell for you guys. But with that said, hope you guys ride safe, be safe, and I'll see you guys later. All right.